Hi boys and girls, I'm Miss Trobaugh. I'm glad you're here for Sunday school this week. And this time our lesson is about listening. So listen, I'm going to make a sound. Do you know what it is? I'm going to make it again. If you guessed some kind of a chime, you're right. Here's my chime. It has kind of a tinkling sound like a wind chime that some of you might have outside. All right, we're going to do one more. First, I'm going to do it without you seeing it. Whoops. What is that sound? It is a rain sound, but it's coming from what we call a rain stick. It's kind of a long stick. And if you turn it slowly, you can hear the beads inside of it, and it sounds like rain. Do you have your leaflet ready? Let's look at the front page. You will see lots of little round pictures, and they are things that all make sounds. Try to make the sound that each item makes. Which thing pictured do you think would be the loudest sound? You might want to go through these with somebody at your house. I think maybe the train or the fireworks make the loudest sound. Put a circle around what you think makes the loudest sound. Which picture would make the quietest sound? Put a circle around that one too. When you find a quiet sound, talk about it and circle it. I'm wondering if it might be the bee. It's not the baby crying. So that's what we're going to talk about this time, is listening. Let's read the story, and I'll try to show you the pictures as we go along. It's called Who's Calling Samuel? When Samuel was a boy, he lived in the temple with a priest named Eli. Eli couldn't see, so he sometimes needed somebody to help him day and night. One night, while Samuel was lying down, someone called out his name. Samuel! He ran to Eli's room. Here I am, Samuel shouted. Eli jumped up from his sleep. Samuel, I didn't call you. Lie down again. Samuel shuffled back to bed. Samuel! He heard it again. Samuel rushed to Eli a second time. Here I am, he said, but Eli sent him away once more. So here's a picture of Samuel sitting up quickly in his bed because he heard his name called. And that is Eli, the priest that he stays with, who's saying, I didn't call you, go back to bed. If Eli isn't calling me, who is it? Samuel wondered. He heard the voice a third time. Samuel, Samuel. Again, Samuel hurried to Eli's room. I didn't call you, Eli said, rubbing his tired eyes. Samuel stomped his foot. Someone is calling me. Eli realized it was the Lord. He told Samuel, next time, say, speak, Lord, I'm listening. A fourth time, Samuel heard his name. Samuel? This time, he whispered, speak, Lord, I am listening. The Lord said, Samuel, I'm calling you. You will bring messages to my people. I will tell you what to say. As Samuel grew, God gave him many messages to tell many people. So here's the picture of Samuel sitting up again, thinking, who's calling me? And then the top part of this is the priest, Eli, saying, next time you hear it, say, Lord, I'm listening. And there is Samuel when he's older, and he's telling all the people what God told him, the messages that God gave him. So that's the story about listening. What sounds do you hear at night? Can you hear the rain when it drips outside your window? Let's think about some questions. Who remembers what did Samuel say when the Lord called him? Did you say, "Here I am"? You're right. Where did Samuel go when he heard the voice calling? He went to Eli's room. He thought it was Eli calling him. But what did Eli say to Samuel? "I didn't call you. Go lay back down." Who was calling Samuel? It was God, wasn't it? Samuel heard God speaking to him. If we want God to speak to us, we have to listen for him. We might not hear a voice like Samuel did, but we can hear God speaking in our minds and in our hearts. Now let's find the poster section of our leaflet. The pictures retell the story of Samuel, but something's going to be missing in every picture. So let me get it. It looks like this. There's two big parts, so I'm just going to fold part of mine back. These three pictures retell our story. So in the first picture, Samuel hears someone call his name and he sits up in bed and the little speech box says, "Samuel." So there's one thing that's just white on this picture. It's his blanket, right? So you can color in his blanket right now. Color in his blanket. Now let's look at the middle picture. Eli sits up in bed and he said, "Samuel, I didn't call you. Go back to bed." Color Eli's beard. He didn't have a white beard. I think it was brown or black or gray, whatever you want to do. And finally, the bottom picture is it's Samuel after Eli tells him, "The next time you hear your name, say, 'Lord, I'm listening. Speak to me, Lord. I'm listening.'" Can he listen right now, or is something missing? He's got his eyes to look. What does he need to listen? You're so smart. He needs his ears, doesn't he? Put his ears on him. Take a crayon and draw on his ears. Just like that. However you make them is great. So there you go. That's kind of the retelling of the story. And now on the other side, remember when he called Samuel's name? Well, God calls your name too. So you're going to put your name in this box, write your name, or have somebody put your name so you can trace it or copy it. All right, so whatever your name is goes here. And in this spot, you're going to draw a picture of you. And it says at the bottom, God calls you. That'll be fun to work on. You can get that finished in a little while. Okay. Let's go back to the first paper that we worked on with the sounds, and we're going to turn it over, and you're going to see pictures of people together because God calls to everyone. Let's look for some people who God calls. Can you find the children on your paper? Find the children and put a circle around them. Can you find the students? They look like they're going to school. They have notebooks and a backpack. Put a circle around the students too. There's different kinds of families that you might be able to find on here. I see a mom and a dad and a boy and a girl. You could circle them. I see another kind of family. It looks to me like a mom and a daughter. So maybe you can talk about different kinds of families and circle the pictures of the families on this. Now, we are going to roll this into a tube. So you might need somebody to help you a little bit. We're going to roll it up like this and stick a couple little pieces of tape on it so it doesn't slip. And then you can hold the tube up to your ear. Are the sounds you hear different through the tube? Take turns with your family saying each other's name and listening through the listening tube. I hope you enjoyed the activities today. It's time for our prayer. Fold your hands. Dear God, thank you for calling all kinds of people, even kids. We know you have work for us to do in your world. Help us listen for your voice. Amen. Bye. I'll see you next time.